But we really need some help. We need some help with these cars.
I hope honestly that this video reach the Minister of Sports, Agriculture, someone. We as drag racers, and I'm speaking for all of us in Barbados, we need help, and we are pleading for you all guys to assist us. But no one represent our cares about our AFML here at Bushy Park. Don't look at it, they don't consider it a thing.
Eighth, really, on the world stage, they don't care about eighth.
Correct.
No.
My name is Andre Biff, aka Dre Tuned.
My name is Sammy Cumberbatch. Some people call me CEO.
Anything over 600-700 horsepower
It's problems.
at Bushy Park, it's problems.
I speak about the whole eighth.
My race program for my car, this is the first time we sent my race program for my car will not be in Barbados anymore. My wagon, and it's going to be sad to see it. It's going to be sad for Barbados, but I am going to put my car in the Caribbean country.
I may kind of stop. Kind of start here right now.
Oh, we stuck.
We stop.
And it's sad.
That's depressing, man.
Jesus, peace. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing, Vivian. It's
Yeah.
depressing. You know, as you running in Antigua, you're doing, like for me, doing 6-1 to the AFML and come back here and doing 6-7. You know how depressing that is?
Why is there only an eighth mile?
Exactly.
They need a quarter mile.
We need
I'll say it.
Yeah, we definitely need a quarter mile. Don't get me wrong, people do AFML racing all over the world.
Even if you go past the 60, after the 60 is bare wheel Spain. And that's when the cars just get here with.
Drag racing is actually one of the biggest motorsports here locally. I don't want to say locally in Barbados, but throughout the Caribbean, throughout the world. It's a very expensive sport. They've been putting a lot into it. And all of us here sitting down are ambassadors. We travel the world, we represent Barbados, we put our flag up in here, we collect the trophies, we celebrate and we proud.
7 cars and 4 containers.
Over $10,000,
Yeah,
as Andre said.
yeah, and that is just that's not shipping. That is just processing. Shipping is a whole other thing.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the
Hey.
podcast today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
for having us.
You all are the fastest drivers in Barbados, I guess we could say.
Well, I
Fastest in a straight line.
guess. Yeah.
Just about.
Pretty much.
Just
Yeah,
about,
basically.
yeah.
All right, I guess we can introduce ourselves, starting with Dre.
Okay.
Who are you? What car do you have? What do you do?
Okay, hi, my name is Andre Biff, aka Dretuned. I race, build, own Mitsubishi Colt, Evo powered, high horsepower, over 1,000 horsepower, personal best of 9.4 seconds in the quarter mile, 6.1 seconds in the eighth mile. At that same quarter mile, really did my personal best at. And yeah, that's me, just looking to engineer and get everything as the best possible and get my fastest times ever.
Yeah. Vivian, right?
Yeah, Vivian. My name is Vivian. I just drive the E30, BMW Blue E30. My personal best is 11.6, but I was overseas. Personal best in Barbados is 12 knot. Looking to do a little modification of the car and see if we can get 10-second pass through or 11.0.
How much power are you pushing right now?
I have 329 horsepower.
Next up.
Hi, my name is the Muffin Man, now known as the Poison Muffin. I drive a Toyota BZ Wagon. It's K-swapped front wheel drive, roughly around 800 horsepower.
Oh
my
boy,
personal-
yeah, Joe.
Hey, come up things, man. Come up things Friday.
My personal best is 9.3 in Antigua, in the Barbados, 6.1 in the eighth. Locally here, my best time is 6.7. My plan with the car, obviously, is to probably push it down to at least an 8-7 second pass overseas. Here, I would, on the non-prep here at Bushy Park, I would try to see if I can get it a 5.9, but we'll see how that goes.
Up next.
Sure. Up next, somebody we know. well.
Good night to all. My name is Sammy Cumberbatch. Some people call me CEO. I'm the owner and driver of the Big Clifford, the Red Dog.
Big
It's
red
a
dog.
535 BMW E34. It's single cam, 724 horsepower. My personal best is a 10.24 in Grenada. Here in Barbados is a 10.4. On the 8th, it has a time of 7 knot, And I did a 169 pass, but they say you do a 1 pass and it don't come. So I know. but anyhow, yeah, I'm currently developing the car. It's time to put in some electronics. So my good old friend tell me don't sleep on me. He said don't sleep on me. So yeah, it's time to implement some strategies, and that's about it.
Sure. So, how you think drag racing has really evolved in Barbados over the years? Where are we at right now?
Right now, drag racing is actually one of the biggest motorsports here locally. I don't want to say locally in Barbados, but throughout the Caribbean, throughout the world.
Correct.
If you really study it, drag racing, I know you got the Rally Barbados and stuff, but drag racing, in my opinion, is taking over the motorsports world currently right now. Any part of the world you go, drag racing is extremely big. What I was saying here, speaking in Barbados, is getting really big. It's everybody right now looking to build a car to race. And what I like about the sport is like, we push one another to go faster.
Correct.
And I'm glad he next to me because I was saying like coming up from, this is 2026.
Yeah.
So I was 2024, and now we're coming up. We've been at it, pushing one another.
No, stop.
I've been seeing it online.
Non-stop battle,
Been seeing
non-stop
it
battle to push it. And I think that's good for the sport. People will say like, my Romel, you're too cocky, so that you're gonna try to do this thing, but don't talk it, do it. But what they don't understand is that we're trying to develop the sport.
Man, the power's in your tongue.
Exactly.
They gotta talk
If you're
it.
trying to develop the sport, you got to pick out some person to try to beat that person or try to get closer. And I think that's what we're lacking here in Barbados right now. Everybody's getting a little too personal with it, but we just need to, gravitate towards it and keep pushing the sport as much as we can.
Correct.
So that's what I was saying for my 2 cents in terms of developing the sport currently right now within each other.
Right. So it's more of a focus on the community rather than trying to be rivals.
Yeah, because
necessarily.
if you study it, there was one event that when me and he was at it a lot. And we was good friends, but we was at it like tit for tat on social media. If you saw the hill at Bushy Park, that event, I think it was one of the biggest. Look, remember they're shaking the head.
I don't even think the hill get back there yet.
It never get back
No,
there
it ain't
yet.
get back there yet.
You understand? And we still bring up that crowd just by being at one another. Because he come up with a video, he come up with one. And
I remember seeing those videos.
We need that passion here in Barbados to go for. Like Perth, I think he's got a beef with he and Russian. If he could get that to come together and we be at one another, it would develop the sport a lot better for all of us.
Yeah, so it's like a healthy rivalry in a sense.
Yeah, healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one actually means like they want to attack this person, they want to beat this person.
Yeah.
It's just healthy rivalry amongst the motorsport fraternity and group and dry race, especially because it's intense, action-packed, and the adrenaline there in a few seconds for a half a mile, quarter mile, eighth of a mile pull is intense. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Vivian?
What do you think, Vivian?
It wouldn't be the same without the people, right?
No, not at all.
I was saying it wouldn't be the same without the people.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
No.
Correct. It won't be the
Some
same.
people take it personal, but it's just fun.
Yeah. And how?
Go ahead.
No, say what
Right, yeah. One of the things that I would really, really love to jump into is Bushy Park. And obviously, I don't want the scenes like I pulling down Bushy Park.
Yeah, why is there only an eighth mile?
Exactly.
They need a quarter mile.
We need
I'll say it.
Yeah, we definitely need a quarter mile. Don't get me wrong, people do FMO racing all over the world, but Bushy Park is a multi-purpose complex. So you could go there and you could do circuit racing, autocross. It's not a designated FMO prep track. We only get a chance to prep the 60. You got a Marley car park out there, whereby when you go in the car park, you drive in a brand or the mall to the track. It's asphalt, so everything going in there, you can't get the proper traction. We spending a lot of money.
And even the park.
Yeah,
even
I'll be killing tires, right?
And even if you go past the 60, after the 60 is beer wheel Spain, and that's when the cars get here. So because we're not allowed to prep more than the 60. So even if we had like the full EF, I mean, it'd be some good competitive racing at Bushy Park. So
All right,
right now,
explain that to a person that doesn't really know racing. When you say you can't prep past the 60.
So they do track racing and autocross.
Yeah.
So the rally cars and the circuit cars not allowed to go in the track bike. So if, for instance, the track bike is sticky, so when you come onto the track and you drive into the track bike, it will slow down, probably flip the car, depending on how tight it is. because the track bike is glue, rubber mixed with adhesive.
Right.
So we have to stop the track bike at the 60,
Right.
so it can't go into the
Exactly.
corner.
Right.
So,
And it's dangerous. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is that Bushy Park, all of that dust and stuff coming on the track, it's not helping. It's not going to help us. We don't get the proper tonnage that we're looking for, especially high horsepower cars. And I'm speaking about the two-wheel drive. I can't speak for the four-wheel drive. He could speak about it, but Sammy and myself, we could speak in terms of anything over 600-700 horsepower.
It's problems.
At Bushy Park, it's problems.
I speed rubber the whole eighth, like to fire the tires, and it get dangerous too.
Last event I gone, you see my car just light up the whole of second and the whole of third, and we got to keep pulling back all the time. We can't get. And then another issue we got is braking. When you have an eighth of mil, you need at least another eighth to brake. If you have a quarter mil, you need at least another quarter to stop.
Yeah.
We don't have another eighth of mil to stop at Bushy Park. So it's very dangerous when you're going down there. Everybody with high power cars complaining about braking. Can't stop.
Yeah. Because even from my standpoint, yes, I'm four-wheel drive, they're two-wheel drive. And as my car has developed and gotten faster over the years, over time, this last event just came back from Antigua. Yes, it had an engine problem, but the car has developed to a point it's faster than it was before. And when it went through the finish line and they applied brakes, I realized we're custom braking. No, the car is not stopping as it should. And I actually got a point that I started like be worried because it's coming close to the barriers. From the time you start to either lock up tires or try to brake too hard, everything comes to you faster than before.
Yeah.
So it's very scary, especially you have tarmac, a little berm, grass, then a solid piece of concrete.
No type
right,
around,
which is not safe. And as the cars get faster in Barbados, there's a need to have a better track, a better facility to be safe for the drivers and for the guys to develop their cars to be even faster to compete in the region amongst the other cars. So I guess that now will come to way we travel to better tracks or more developed region countries to race our cars to see full potential of them.
Yeah.
Like Vivian, you can tell us okay, we traveled recently to Antigua, before that to Grenada, right? Let's hear your experience in terms of coming from one track from Bushy Park, which is a multi-purpose facility, to a strictly one-purpose facility for dry racing.
Right. In Antigua for dry racing, after they pass the finishing line, I got a lot of braking space, so I ain't got worried or nothing. So because you got enough time to stop.
Yeah.
Before you get to the end of the track.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a properly prepped surface too.
Coming racing for prep track or half prep track or full prep track is a lot different and a lot more fun and a lot more safer.
Right. You can really find the full potential of the vehicle there in a safe manner.
Yeah, you get to utilize all of the power. I could speak from Grenada. I could speak St. Vincent. I could also speak from Antigua point of view because I travel all of them. Everyone over there has a good drag racing facility to have racing. Grenada, one lane at Bushy Park, right? Actually, both lanes at Bushy Park is one in Grenada. That's so broad it is. So if you get away with your car, you got room that you could correct it before you could think. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect is that you got another quarter mile and more to brake, so you don't have to rush to brake.
Got more than enough.
More than enough. You can slow it right down.
More than enough in Grenada.
You get to utilize the track more, and the facility is just for drag racing. So, I mean, Grenada use it for other stuff too, but mainly for drag racing. So you get to utilize it a lot. The Antigua is the same way. Antigua is very big in drag racing, and their guys down there, they put down a lot of track bike. I mean, enough track bike, and the whole atmosphere in terms of the racing is awesome. They have something called tension choosers every other Tuesday. You could just go to the track. So if you have a stress day at work and you just feel it blowing off some steam, you could just sign up $20 and go and race a chooser. They check your car for tech, you have on a helmet, and you could just go and race and have fun.
Yeah. Every chooser.
Wow.
Correct. Well, compared to like here in Barbados, But Shipyard has a exceptionally great facility, yes.
Yeah.
But again,
Fantastic facility. Yeah.
it's multi-purpose.
Yeah.
But compared to other islands that have a designated track, see, as Muffin explained, you can go pick up an evening, you want to go and do some development with your car, go and pay $20 or how much ever it is and go and use the track and get your times down, develop your car, get it faster. Here in Barbados now, yes, we understand we have to share the track with other persons. So we have to book in advance. They say either a couple of days to a week in advance to plan it that we can go and use the track. And then again, we don't have the opportunity to have a prep surface every time we want to test and develop the track. So it's harder for us. So there are only so many weekends or days within a year. And you have to share that with everybody doing rallying,
Yep.
circuit racing,
Well said.
autocross, or just a random track day rental, right? So it's hard. So one, the facility is not the most suited for us. And then the availability of time is another hindrance on our development.
So Barbados likes to brand itself as a motorsports island. Do you think you're getting adequate support in the drag racing community right now? As a growing sport
Yes,
that
we touched on that one.
Yeah, so we come in late. We come
No,
in
I
late.
mean, okay. I'm 33 years
yeah.
in motorsport. I do circuit racing. I do every kind of racing there is in Barbados. 4 championships. I win every championship there is to do a racing. And my honest opinion, I think that drag racing should be further in Barbados because,
Yeah.
I mean, I like to come out and do competitive racing, but the level that my car at now, I highly considering it shipping it overseas because I can't got that kind of equipment just here sitting down and nothing happening. I went to Grenada last year and won the 10-second. It was the Caribbean Championship. I went finals with Muffin. Obviously, is racing. He had an issue.
Yeah.
He thought he wouldn't beat me. Right? I know he had it in his head, right? But I mean, like, God has the final say, right?
Exactly, God
Right?
has the final
Once
say.
you get to that finish line first, you're the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I win a 10-second trophy with 11-second pass. I ain't gonna forget that part,
Right, yes.
right? Anyhow, but the I would really like. I don't know. I don't want to use my friend take over that because I want to see the wrong thing. But
Here's my question,
I would
right?
like the drag racing to go further or somebody to acknowledge what's going on here.
Here's
Just,
yeah.
like, I know
It's
there is a
not cheap.
facility.
It's not cheap for y'all to build these cars. It's not a little bit of time it takes to get these cars to this
Correct.
level. And when you have these cars, you're bringing in people from overseas to come look at these cars. You're putting Barbados on the map as competitors, as people going out there representing. And how often do you actually get to use the car to the full potential in Barbados? Like once last year at that quarter mile
At the
event?
quarter mile, yes.
And that was that full
That
prep?
was not
or-
even the
that was-
no.
and
that's
that
not
was-
even
That was
no
not
prep,
prep.
no prep.
That was not the full
To be
potential.
quite honest with you,
So not even once last year you got to use it to the full
exactly,
extent
not
on
here,
island.
Here, no, none of us. Look,
And for
You're doing
island
the
that brands
95%.
itself as a motorsports island, I think that's shameful.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, it's shameful. And
It-
something needs to change about that.
listen, it's very hurtful. Sometimes, if we like when we traveling and we got add up and give a estimate on how much your car costs. Sometimes when I start to calculate the price of what we spend in the
Listen.
car, right? I just like it's got stop.
You don't add. Right now you could call me the $1 million man. That's what you feel. These cars.
Yeah.
Before we together got more than $1 million in equipment.
Oh,
And-
easily.
and we poor people. So you won't
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? So
Y'all are like, y'all worked your way up here. This is not like you got $1 million handed to you.
Not
to
only
buy
that,
this car.
and we ain't got no big sponsorship.
Exactly.
We got small guys that help you.
people
I mean,
that help
small
you.
people. I mean, you get a little can of gas here.
Right.
You get a little logo.
A little
You get
tag
a little,
here,
little
tag.
record fee. Right? So,
Right.
I mean, 85% of the bill is ours. Why I in it so long is because I'm my own engineer, my own mechanic. I do everything to my car. Own electrician, everything. So I don't gotta pay a mechanic. And my friend got his workshop. He do mechanic. Dre, the honest boy here that got a real, all of us bill high. But you see Vivian don't do the mechanic. So Vivian got a heavier bill than we. Because he got to pay a mechanic.
Right.
But if we ain't doing this ourselves, I would have to quit. Had to quit years now. But I've been building my car for over 25 years. But we really need some help. We need some help with these cars.
We need help. We need. I hope honestly that this video reach the Minister of Sports, Agriculture, someone. We as drag racers, and I'm speaking for all of us in Barbados, we need help, and we are pleading for you all guys to assist us. It's a very expensive sport. We have been putting a lot into it. And all of us here sitting down are ambassadors. We travel the world. We represent Barbados. We put our flag up in the air. We collect with trophies. We celebrate and we proud. And you know, like, again, goosebumps here now speaking about it because I start to get emotional about
it's a
it.
great
No, it's
feeling.
real.
Because
It's
honestly,
real.
It's real.
It's our passion. I'm going to speak for a gentleman that's not here, Bruce. Bruce have an evolution. Bruce is paid for a tuner to come in here to tune his car, and he's got issues with his car. But that's another bill that he got bring out. He got bring that tuner. He got put that tuner in a hotel. He got put it up in the Airbnb. He got paid for the tuner. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of money being invested into these cars and passion that we're doing. When we travel, he travel with his tuner. So we going down. We represented Barbados as a team.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we get the support that we are looking for from the government of Barbados. We need help. We need a portable track. If possible, we need to see something happening that we could develop. Another great example I'm going to give to you, and I'm just going to speak on a small bit of it, because this is the last travel. We went to Antigua, right? 3 of us here race, he come out and support. He ain't race, he come and support us. He bring 2 or 3 other people with him to come and support. When we was in Antigua, there was a particular point that they didn't have much higher cars. So much beer just was down there that
Right.
we increased their
Tourism income.
income, higher cars, Airbnbs, this, that, third. You know, when I speak to one of the minister guys down there, he told me, Romel, you know how many people came in from Barbados? I said, yeah, I'm too certain. He said roughly about 80 people came from Barbados alone, and you had other Caribbean countries. And bear in mind, this is Airbnb, these people got get going, or your cars, we buying food, we buying a lot of stuff, so it can help develop tourism. And the same thing here. When we had the quarter mile on the bell, a lot of people came in.
Let me tell you about that, right? We are a relatively unknown car page. Back in that time, we were filming the events on that whole motorsports festival weekend they had. Just based on Bajan drivers, there were millions of views across the world of Barbados athletes, because that's what race car drivers are. We're athletes.
Yes.
Barbados athletes putting the country on the map, showing people Barbados have never seen the country before, and that's gonna generate tourism revenue down the line. That's gonna generate recognition for the island as a whole down the line. And it's like y'all as competitors are being forced to foot that entire bill, and more on top of that, because when you want to travel to go and represent Barbados, it's more exorbitant costs on top of that. When you want to bring in parts, it's more costs on top of that. So it's like, where's the support? You know what I mean?
Because
My thing is to right, the Bajans real competitive. Don't get mixed up with it.
Yeah.
When we went to, me and Muffin went to St. Vincent, that was year before.
Yeah.
We went to St. Vincent, and it was not what we was looking for, because the prep wasn't good, though we had a good thing. So at that time, our cars was doing the 11-second passes,
11.
and we was doing 11s in Barbados. Yes, we was doing 11s in Barbados, and we went down to St. Vincent and we dropped a whole second,
A whole second.
right? We moved from like 11-2 to 12-2. So anyhow, me and Muffin went finals again, which he had beat me down there. I remember it yesterday. We went now to Grenada, and we had issues. I was breaking axles race after race after race. I ended up doing like a 11-second pass down there. So the Grenadians said, all right, good, we got beat. You see, when we went back now in 2025, we shake it down there. We left down there smoking. We carry everything. We went every group down in Grenada. My friend went Antigua is last month.
Yeah.
Last month, and the Antiguas were saying, all right, when they come here, we're gonna run them back home. My friend went down there and left down there smoking again. I mean, we are very competitive when it comes to motorsport, and we just do our homework.
Correct.
Trust it. If you do it to be this year, you can't do it next year.
Exactly.
We just do our homework. Trust what I'm telling you.
And let me bring some more perspective to what we have to endure when it comes to racing. okay, yes, the guys talk about the bills, and everyone knows motorsport is expensive. Building the car, and if you do things yourself, you reduce the cost. You got to bring in tuners. I tune my car myself. Muffin has to pay his tuner to get it sorted out. Sammy same way, Vivian the same way, and then maintenance, parts, everything. Cool. All this stuff, because of the limited resources here in Barbados, we have to import a lot of things, parts, right? When we are limited to the track we use here and developing our cars, that's why we ship them overseas. Just to give you an example, or to expand greater on it, when we race overseas, this is what happens. We have to organize the logistics, shipping, big up Calvin Watkins and King Ocean. They help us. All the times that we have ever traveled racing, Calvin Watkins and King Ocean have made my experience lovely. It was my Calvin Watkins and King Ocean.
Shout out.
Yeah, right. Have made my experience just great because it was no stress. It was smooth. It was good. But the part of it that is a little strenuous, a little stressing to us is the cost that comes with it. Like for example, we are leaving Barbados. We always going to do a good job. We always perform on our top of our class and bring back trophies. But then now, to leave Barbados, promote Barbados, to come back here, and then usually the cost, I know yes, you're importing and exporting, but you're leaving the island to come back. The cost that is incurred to leave and come back, like other versus taxes and different things, right?
Yeah,
For example,
we travel with family too.
like say 3 or 4 containers left here. 4 containers left here. And to leave and come back, just the processing, fees and different things was excess of $10,000, right? I'm not calling it exact figure, but it was excess of $10,000, right?
And is that shipping costs?
No,
that's
no.
fees?
That's not shipping costs, right? That is just processing and various taxes and various charges between either the government or the port, whichever it is, right? And we are going to promote Barbados, putting Barbados on the map. There's so many people out there.
And this is for all the cars?
For all the cars. That was seven cars. 7 cars and 4 containers.
Over $10,000.
Yeah.
As Andre said.
Yeah, and that's not shipping. That is just processing. Shipping is a whole nother thing, right? That's a whole nother thing.
And then, as Andre just mentioned, you got the import, you got the export and import.
Yeah,
charges to that. Another set of charges.
Another set of charges.
You understand? So when it starts to add up, I was like, what the hell is this? This stuff.
And who's this money going to? This is all going to the government?
Honestly, tight to the Barbados Port Authority.
Yeah, they helped us a lot as well.
They help us tremendously. As Andre mentioned, I can say it again. They got to Calvin Watkins,
King Ocean,
Gutters. They really help us out. The Port Authority gave us a waiver. We got a waiver for 75%, but that was only on the FSA charges. We still had to pay the handling, the stuffing, and this and that, the third, which dropped the cost, but it's still a big fee to be paid. So my thing about it is that I don't think we as ambassadors are going out to represent Barbados. I don't see why we should be charged this money. This money should be waived, and then Antigua don't get charged it. St. Lucia don't get charged. Grenada don't get charged their fees. When they come to race and go back, they don't get charged their fees.
They don't get, so other countries coming in don't get charged the fees that you're getting charged.
Yeah,
other from their home country.
Yes, they don't get charged when they get back.
Right.
Why are we getting charged this type of money? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, because we putting Barbados on the map. We're doing good for Barbados. It's not like we are monkeying around or playing fool. We mean serious business. It's like we are putting Barbados at the top of motorsports when it comes to drag racing, and we are well known. We do well. Everybody here wins their groups.
Not only that, let me cross before you forget. You know, every time that we travel, two Bajans always go finals though.
Correct.
They don't mean the boys.
Correct.
Just push the competition aside. It be always 2 Bajans go finals in every group.
They're trying to unfair us in Grenada, right? But as Sammy said, when we learn, see it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I qualified with the fastest time. He was the second fastest, right?
No, third.
Third fastest.
I was the third.
Right. And they're putting me and you to race.
They want me and you to race because if you had the first and I had the second, me and you got to go first because we had the 2 fastest time. But I had the third. So they want me and you to go to knock out one another. They don't do so. right?
You know?
So earlier thought they want you with the competition, but you know the racing rules good.
Correct.
You have to it come down in order. So you can't put the first with the third. You gotta put the first with the second. Then you have to run the.
Then it's first and last. I heard it's
Right, first and last, yes.
second
First.
and second last.
Okay.
Correct.
But
Right.
however they had it structured, it was wrong.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Right?
But the lady in Antigua said so. She said that she made sure that islands don't race islands in the first round. She said she can't control the second round, but the first round she made sure that a Bajan don't run a Bajan, Antigua don't run an Antigua.
Right.
I hope she structured in Antigua.
Right. But we just pleading, obvious as Dre said there just now, the charges are definitely too expensive. We would like to know, and who watching this could drop a comment, whatever, reach out to whoever. We just would like to know how can we go about shipping these cars out the country without paying these extra fees, and maybe come back in that we don't be charging extra fees. I sure bet when the cricketers go to play, when they don't charge the cricketers for them pad and bat, and you know, I don't know if I make a good example.
I'm curious, right?
No, it's not
So a
right.
normal person, they wouldn't necessarily know exactly how expensive it really is to race a car. Like, what are the costs that goes into actually traveling with your vehicle? On top of just clearing the vehicle, you got gas, you got tires, you got crew, I assume. Like, what?
All right.
Run me through a little bit of that.
I can draw. Actually, Vivian could tell you, cause he gave me a figure there too that was close to mine, so he could tell you.
I had a camera play, hit through, make sure the man.
How many people in the pit crew?
It's funny what's been going on.
Yeah.
And then had to buy gas, had to buy new tires, had to pay for accommodation,
Sure.
had to rent two
Tire carrot,
cars.
yeah.
Food, supermarket, all
Yeah.
the things.
Yeah.
Just a rough idea.
Well,
Yeah.
a rough idea, I spent close to $10,000.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
And that's not port charges, that's not shipping fees or anything,
Yeah.
so as yet.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
just his competition fees.
That's not even a single car part or nothing, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
I was roughly around the same price.
On the fueling, on the tires on there. Yeah.
Or if you have spares, because the potential of breaking something is inevitable. It may happen.
Racing, you break
right?
things.
So it's best to be competitive and be reliable, to always have spares. So if you have a good working car and you have X amount in the car and you have your team, then you got to spend almost half of that or double that to get the spares and make sure you're always reliable and you're competing in every race. So the cost is even higher. So you could say to be in the top groups that we're in, to compete and travel, you could say between $10,000 to $15,000
$15,000
easily,
Easy.
right, per trip.
Per trip.
And that is mainly because we need a better facility to develop the cars. Then no, the faster cars within the Caribbean are not going to come to Barbados because we don't have a track suited for them. So we have to go to them rather than them come to us, right? So we love it, yes, because it promotes Barbados, it promotes the countries we go to, because we love Antigua, we went there, we love Grenada, we go there all the time, St. Vincent, we want to go to Trinidad and Jamaica next. I tell you, like, it is great what sports tourism does for the entire region and the entire Caribbean, right? But it should not be so hard for us as ambassadors for the sport, for the country, traveling from one country, Barbados, to the other countries, then to come back. It should not be that demanding on us financially to do this, right? And again, it's not that we're making sport, we mean serious business.
Yeah.
And we're putting Barbados on the map every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Even if the government decide to put a program for us, a fundraising activity,
Anything.
something that could build revenue for us, we don't mind. And I guarantee you the drag racers are going to join in and help. Whatever they could do to us that we could assist to build or raise funds, we just need help.
Correct. Well,
We need help.
first it starts with so we can test and develop our cars here before we ship out, so we know what we're getting ourselves involved with. We need a designated track here in Barbados, someplace that we don't have to worry about booking a week in advance or battling with other motorsport enthusiasts like track days or rallying or circuit. We have a designated facility to go and race. We can hold our own international events, our own local events, and compete, develop the cars, and then we are prepped and ready in the best working form to travel and compete in the other islands.
Yeah. Like, cause for instance, last year when we had the bell, despite yes, we were happy for the bell was confusing. You gotta leave room for the bus to pass. By a certain time,
Yeah.
by a certain time, you gotta make sure you get the stuff on pack because the carriers got the highway got open back up. We was literally packing down tanks, and the belt open back up, and people come across the belt so hard, and nearly hit one or two of the guys that was there trying to break down the tank, and it was scary. So I don't think in 2026 right now we should be racing on the highway, and then by a certain time you got shut off to open back up the road. We need some place. It's very important, and we need some place because we need a facility. Just give us a facility that we could do it.
I finished up maybe we cyclists and things for a pretty long time. And when it comes to the sport, to cut it short, this time
The clothes.
we had to finish by a certain thing, but we will have to open up for
Correct.
It was a
They
must.
closed the roads for Rally Barbados, and them is got the roads closure, but I guess because of the bell, the bell is a
There's a major artery
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
for
major whatever.
transport.
Don't get me wrong, no. We're so happy and thankful that we got that, but I don't think it's the best place for us, but we ain't got no choice to get.
No, I mean it's nice they let you do it, but it shouldn't be the case where that's
mean,
the
even-
best
even
the best
though-
review you have.
We get the bell, we still kind of stuck because we can't do
Still can't.
8 or 9 seconds on the bell.
Yeah.
You know,
And the thing is, y'all have world-class machinery that could be
Correct.
competing on a global level,
Yep.
but you don't get the opportunity to test it and develop it.
Correct.
And then you're prohibited even further by costs, you know, when they could be giving you a break.
I would have spoken to Andre. He's the honest person that pretty know, and I would probably put it on your podcast because I ain't scared to talk about it. And at the end of the day, I got to look for what's the best interest in me and my team.
Yeah.
And I haven't mentioned it to anyone really. I talked to someone about slightly about it, but I can be honest with you. For 2027, my race program for my car, and this is the first time we sent my race program for my car, will not be in Barbados anymore. My wagon, and it's going to be sad to say it, it's going to be sad for Barbados, but I am going to put my car in the Caribbean country. I already know the Caribbean country I'm taking the car to. I'm going to leave it there for at least about 1 year. I'm going to leave it there for a full year. I'm going to race there whenever they have events. I'm going to go down with them. I'm going to race with them. When they are traveling, I'm going to travel with them. So I will be representing Barbados and that Caribbean country.
So it's gone to the point where
I am-
Barbados' fastest cars cannot actually compete in Barbados anymore.
Yeah.
To reach full potential, they have to leave
And
the
some
country.
people ask me, so what about
And
the
that's
sponsors?
terrible.
What about this and that? I'm going to so rep my sponsors like normal. I'm going to so promote them. And who knows, I may get international sponsor along the way until Barbados could give us a track. And I'm telling you, I might be the first to start it, but I guarantee you I'm not going to be the last. A lot of guys are going to come behind me.
I tell Sammy, so I said, tell Sammy that I'm racing in June. The next time I'm racing is in Grenada. So put on the car, do it, want to do it, do some improvements for it.
that's one of the main reasons why I stripped down Clifford too, because I ready to make a move. I may kind of stuck. I kind of stuck here right now.
Oh,
So
we stuck?
we stuck.
And it's sad.
Racing in Antigua, they're coming back to race.
That's depressing, man.
Jesus, please, it's very depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing,
So
Vivian.
you see how the event, they have an event.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
You know, as you running in Antigua, you're doing, like for me, doing 6-1 to the air for mud and come back here and doing 6-7. You know how depressing that is?
Been making back racing lunch.
But not even that. In Antigua, they did make fastest times. I have experience with my car in Antigua. Came back here and I had one experience and one run they did that I couldn't stop properly. And I was like, no, this makes no sense. So I didn't race the rest of the day because I came
See that, guys?
full
You see
safe
that?
environment and what I was doing, I was pushing my car. I was just getting it faster and faster and got to a point like, okay, well, I came back here now. I know I can't but accelerate. I have confidence because I'm not capable of stopping.
And I sure bet you enjoy your car so much, especially on tension choosers, because you was improving every run.
Yes, correct.
Every run, so it hasn't felt good.
Yeah, it
You know,
definitely
we
did.
don't get that here.
I can't imagine how frustrating it would be to be hundreds of thousands of dollars deep into a race car, thousands of hours, and you can't even use it properly in front of your own people in your own country.
Nope.
It's not only drag racing, but the guys do it for circuit racing, travel for circuit racing as well, and the guys travel for rallying as well.
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, they've got a real circuit,
Yeah.
they've got a real rally. There's no quarter mile.
Yeah, there's no quarter.
There is no real
We
quarter
have a
mile.
state-of-the-art track racing here. State-of-the-art. But drag racing, as you just said, no quarter mile, no proper air for mile. Can't remember. And I can be honest, Andre could tell you, we got invited to Nevis, Curacao, Panama, St. Croix. We get invited to all those countries and we leave Antigua. I could show you my WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, correct.
And I told the guys, thanks for the invitations, but most of our guys are getting the cars prepped already. Hopefully by coming on to the end of the year, I could reach out to the guys and see who are available for me to go down to race. Because those guys had proper tracks. And they were a little disappointed, but they understand that we had to come back home to represent our home. But we come back here now, and I look sorry that I didn't send the car down. You know, and it's just crazy.
All right, so if you all guys right,
Mm-hmm.
think that when I go out back, how much quarter miles you do in Barbados? Like seriously, how much quarter miles you do? And name the places that you do quarter miles.
I do more quarter miles overseas than here.
All right, good. I was doing quarter miles from the time I was 19. I do quarter mile on Yorkshire Hannahs, down the drag strip. I do quarter mile on Lowlands, back in the late 90s. I do quarter mile out by Portville. I do quarter mile on Bourbon. I do quarter mile on the Bell. And still the end of drag strip. You could continue because you like enough talking. Huh? Yeah.
But I just being real.
That's about 5 places. 5 places, right?
Real dangerous.
Dangerous.
Around the boat, and it's getting around the boat real fast.
It's very dangerous.
Real dangerous. But we used to it because we love it.
Yeah.
But
I must say, I big up, big respect, a lot of respect for the clubs, VOD, Barbados.
Of course.
Drifters,
for sure.
Nothing but respect.
EDRL, and these drag racing for certain these clubs have done a great job in taking the racers off of the street and racing in a controlled environment.
So true.
So big up to these clubs,
So true.
and it's great. But at the same time, there's more that's needed, and to let allow to continue down this path of being positive and bringing everybody off the street and showing the world what Barbados can do. We need a designated facility. So again, like Muffin, he has to develop. He's developed his character to a point that he has to take overseas to even care further. That's like, okay, you have a runner here from competing in the school sports, setting records, but there's gonna come a point he can't train here or practice here in Barbados to get his full potential. He has to go overseas and train overseas. That's where Muffin is at. That's where all of us are at now.
Yeah.
But again, it all in our capabilities personally, but at the same time, we do need a proper designated track, or we can go overseas and race.
I mean, Liam, we had these cars governed down because we were tuning our cars to suit Barbados tarmac. We didn't know these cars were so fast till we get over. No, seriously, we didn't know the true potential of our equipment till we went abroad.
No, that's
Right?
really sad.
It was
It shouldn't be
actually-
like that. It shouldn't
And
be
when we
like that.
go overseas, we be at a disadvantage because those guys are already familiar with the quarter mile.
Yeah.
But because we got the experience from the 8th, and we used to be struggling trying to get traction and this and that. And when we get over there, I think that's what's give us an advantage. But we at the stage now where we kind of mastered our part. So we just need a proper facility to do the things.
When we go overseas too, we can get way faster, but we don't have enough time to
Enough
delay the
time.
car too, because if we get the cars Friday, Saturday is practice.
Yeah, the cars don't have any quarter mile
so we
experience,
don't have
right?
enough time to delay to the track.
But even if you ain't got a lot of time to dial in, you know, it's the key factor. We got all our cars reliable. We got some good, proper, reliable cars. So that we don't be like breaking down. I mean, you get a little major misdemeanor. But you see the engine failure, I think the cars work well. All of the Belgian cars just
Listen.
work well.
I can draw another scenario. I don't know if the time might be coming up, but I can draw a scenario to you know, right? Last year, I had some engine failures, right, with my car, and I was trying to find out what causing what causing these engine failures of my car, and I could not understand what really happening. Again, a lot of opinions from everybody, and I sit down and I study this thing, and thanks to Peter from Rail Street, we sent him some logs on my car, and he said, "No, must study it and stuff." Most of the engine failure from my car is from the track bushy part. What was happening is that my car was spinning so much, it caused the car to affect the valve strain, so it going on limiter a lot. And I got to hold the limiter in order to get my wheel speed to catch up to the engine speed.
Yeah.
And it was putting a lot of pressure on my car. And he asked me, why am I on the limiter so long? If I change that gear before, my car is going to fall off. I can't do the
Yeah, you're gonna bog down and then
Understand?
yeah.
So that alone, they're licking up my engine. And I told the guys at the last event, man, I ain't had this problem in Antigua. I come back here and I got this problem again. I gotta keep holding the limiter all the time to get the wheels, because the careless wheel spinning, I got the traction. So then they want to put in traction control strategies in the car now and this and that and the third, which is okay, but I just frustrated over it. 4-wheel drive guys ain't got that much problems. 2-wheel drive cars ain't got that issue, because you got
that
to get
problem for
traction
sure.
to the ground. And that was licking on my engine. So I had issues with my valve strain, I had issues with my rods. Since I realized what was happening, and we cut that down a lot, I had an engine failure for the year. Not one. And I don't want to repeat that now again. And I came back in that same game again. Come on, man. It's foolishness.
Yeah.
It's foolishness, man.
Yeah, that's not right. How much time we have?
Just about 2-3 minutes. But use that 2-3 minutes
So-
to get your sponsors then.
Yeah, I mean,
Your
like,
sponsors is very important.
Yeah, so Sammy, start with you.
All right, I want to shout out to Combo Refrigeration Services, Trini Doubles, Hilti Tools, Champs Auto, SC Auto Mechanics.
My sponsors, Aline's Auto Rev Garage, Air Plus, Euro Parts and Supplies, A&A Auto Parts and Accessories, MKF Car Rentals, and Tallest Record Services.
My sponsors is Rabbit Performance, Tallest Record Services too, and that's about it.
Okay, my sponsors are DKK Industrial Supplies, Inta Builders, Inamax Energy Solutions, Matasu Oils, Mars Auto Spares, Zax Auto Supplies, and Milwaukee Tools. And these guys, everyone's sponsors here have helped us get to where we are today. And again, it helps a lot, but at the same time, there's so much needed to get where we need to be and reach our goals that we appreciate of anything that can be given to us. We do open our arms to sponsors that want to come on board, because we definitely put companies on the map.
The tuners, so you can't left for the tuners.
Oh yeah,
Before the tuners, then it can't happen. So
yeah.
Rabbit Performance, that's Corey and Jason King. That's my 2 technical men.
Jason King? Oh, I don't know.
Obviously, we got to thank you all, guys,
Yeah.
to at least giving us the
Real Stern
opportunity-
legends.
Giving us the
RSL
opportunity
Racing, shout out.
to
Yeah.
So,
put our name out there. And
No,
our-
it's a real honor to have you guys here. I know you all are all busy people with
Yeah,
lots
but
of things to
trust me,
do.
I can
So
find the time for it.
but that is very important. So
This is
we
very
had to find
important.
the time.
I was telling Andrea, well, hopefully, when I ship down the car early next year, 2 years from now, you all guys may probably come and see me racing at work in Washington.
Most definitely. Well, I already might be next to you.
Correct. I can try to qualify, because I believe the opportunity is going to be a lot bigger. Right? It's going to be a lot bigger for us to represent outside and here.
we're gonna be following you. Trust me.
I can be honest with you, right?
Be watching.
Just before we close out, and I'm not crying down here, but you race for the first time in Antigua last month. You get more recognition with your car here or overseas?
Overseas.
You get more recognition with your car here or overseas?
Grenada,
Alright.
overseas. Yeah.
Here or overseas?
Overseas.
You get what I'm
It
saying?
was so bad that the Grenadians tell me to leave the car. And leave the car.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's sad.
No one, and it may not, I'm not calling any shade, but no one represent or cares about our AFML here at Bushy Park. They don't
Right.
look at it, they don't consider it a thing.
Eighth,
Because
really, on the
huge.
world stage, they don't care about eighth.
They
Correct.
don't care.
No.
Nobody cares
When
about
they go
eighth.
overseas, I get more time running my 10-1 at first last year in Grenada. Oh gosh, when I ran in 9-3, I ain't gonna tell you how my IG blew up.
But no, next thing too is that we have met people everywhere we travel, all around the world, from the United States, all through the Caribbean, Latin America, everywhere. The people that we have grown to know and become cool with is phenomenal. But at the same time, they invite us over there on continuous accounts. But what happens now is that when we invite them here, man, sometimes they laugh at us. They're like, man, no, Andre, man, they can't do that, man. To come there, if Romel non-prep, man, my car is not built for that. I can't do that. And those are cars doing record times. And it's unfortunate that we don't have a place to tell them, come and enjoy. Yes, they love to come here for vacation, for Barbados or crystal white beaches and nice clear sand is good. But at the same time, they want some place to come and race as well. And they just laugh at us. And I feel bad sometimes, like, man, I can't have a conversation and tell you come down this weekend. Because they don't want to.
I tell Muffin when we go to Grenada, I want to ship the car from Grenada straight to Antigua. Don't make sense bring it back Barbados.
Yep. Because Antigua have an event in November. So we're looking to go down for November for Antigua. Big up to Shift.
Yeah, shift.
Big
Yeah,
up to
shift happens.
Shift happens for sure. Big up to Shift. Next year, God's winning.
They the one organizing the event.
Big
Big up to Amy. Amy that helped us out.
Yes.
Yeah, Amy helped us out a
Lake
lot.
and Button.
And Lake and Button, all those guys.
Big up to them. They're looking to do it next year.
Yeah.
So we should be going back down next year again with a bigger crew and represent Barbados.
And the team in Grenada, where we both say going next.
I can't remember.
JP.
JP,
Yeah,
man.
JP.
Yeah, they go there.
JP, he's the man that gets it done.
He's get it done.
For sure.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope next time. I hope we can do this again, and next time we can talk about positive developments in the track racing scene.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited to see you guys keep representing the country and keep pushing the limits of
For sure.
Barbados-built vehicles.
Yes.
As a Bajan, it makes me very proud to see y'all doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
So
We got big up
keep
Greg
it
too
up.
for
Yeah,
giving us-
big Greg 246 Dyno Tuning,
Yes.
helping us facilitate this this meeting here.
Yeah.
And our tuning facility, as you can see Dyno in the background,
Exactly.
and providing some of the best products that we all use as well. So, and there's a whole set of names that we could call for each individual team here. But again,
Too many
limited-
names to list.
Oh,
Yeah,
we'll
too
be
many.
here to 12
Too many.
o'clock.
Too many.
Yeah.
For sure.
You can never do it alone. So respect
Yeah.
everybody that
Yes.
helps out. Well, guys, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
All right, good.